All right, welcome to short lesson video number 2. This is all about changing numbers to decimals, and we're going to start off with percents. Now, we don't need to overthink changing numbers to decimals when it comes to percents. We can do it the way you've probably been taught a long time ago, which is that you have a decimal at the end of the number right before percent, and then you move it 2 places to the left. And so that makes this 0.28. Okay, but I also want to show you how to do it on Desmos in case you get in that moment where you're just like, I can't remember. So you go 28, and then we're going to type percent. Now, it comes up, Desmos says percent of, and it wants to know percent of what. And so when you're changing percents to decimals in Desmos, you want to just say percent of 1. And there you see that 0.28 over here on the right side, okay? So we have, when we're doing percent, we're going to say percent of 1. So again, if I was doing negative 197% of, not 1% of what? Percent of 1. And it's negative 1.97, which if you look over here, if I think about a decimal moving 2 places, you would see negative 1.97. All right, pause the video and try the next one. You should have gotten 0.865. And of course, when we do that, we normally put a 0 in front. Again, if you use Desmos, you would do 86.5% of 1. And you see that 0.865 with a 0 in front. All right, so the next one we're going to do is 9.4%. Now this is where it gets kind of helpful if you're using Desmos, because on this one, when there's only one number, you're like, well, where do I move it? Well, you don't just move it 1 spot, you move it 2 spots. Well, what's there? There's another 0 there. And so you get 0.094. But on Desmos, you don't have to worry about that as much. You see 9.4% of what? Percent of 1, and you can see that it puts that extra 0 in front of the 9 for you. You don't have to remember that as much. All right, pause the video and try the next 2. Did you get negative 2% of 1, or is negative 0.02, or that 300 and backspace, did you get that 359% of 1 is 3.59? So we should get negative 0.02 and 3.59. So that again is changing percents to decimals. Let's go on and